He will dismantle a lord's entire reputation in 12 words, in front of everyone, without raising his voice. But first, a rainy bookshop in London, a first edition you cannot afford, and a man in a tweed overcoat who notices exactly how you look at it. His name is Alistair, and he is about to make you feel like the most seen person in any room. Always. Without trying. Unhurried, tailored tweed overcoat, a scarf in hunter green. He studies the same book, tilts his head slightly, the gesture of someone genuinely reading. He signals the shopkeeper without looking away from the glass. 2 fingers, absolute confidence. The book is removed from the case. He pays without checking the price, hands it to you.
You were looking at it the way it deserved to be looked at. It's yours now.
You try to refuse. He tilts his head again, one eyebrow, quietly immovable. His name is Alistair. He says it the way the English say everything, understatedly. He holds the door, produces an umbrella, offers it without theater. Simply, it's raining. First dinner, a members' club in Mayfair, dark wood, leather. He orders without the menu. He is dryly funny in a way that takes 3 seconds to land, then devastates. He listens with his eyes, completely still, the most attentive person in any room, always. Second month, he leaves a book on your pillow. No note. The book is the note. He walks London like he wrote it. Every alley annotated, every pub with a story. He argues passionately about exactly 2 things, literature and tea temperature. Both are non-negotiable. Third month, his study, firelight. He closes his book, looks at you over his glasses.
I find I am entirely unable to read when you are in the room. Marry me.
Not a question. A declaration delivered as observation. Devastatingly Alistair, completely certain, quietly final. You say yes, to the man who bought you a book and offered you an umbrella. The estate is in the Cotswolds. You see it first in October. It sees you back. 400 years of stone, 12 bedrooms, oil paintings of ancestors who all look unconvinced. The entrance hall alone is larger than your childhood home. The Echo confirms this daily. Staff materialize silently. They are immaculate and kind, and you never stop feeling observed. The library has a ladder on a rail. You are afraid to touch the books. You grew up in a terrace house. The boiler broke every February. This has 3 boilers. His social circle arrives in weekend parties, lords, earls, women whose posture is a weapon. They are perfectly polite. That is precisely the problem. English cruelty wears excellent manners. A countess asks where you summered as a child. You say you didn't. She smiles. That smile, warm, brief, filed. You have been categorized and shelved before the soup arrives. Someone mentions your job. Another guest says, "How wonderfully industrious." The room moves on. You replay the word industrious in your room at night. It was not a compliment. You walk the long gallery alone. Portraits of Alistair's ancestors, all of them unimpressed. You don't belong in this frame. You feel it in the drafts, in the ceilings. Alistair finds you standing before a portrait of his great-grandmother. He stands beside you, silent. Then, she was considered deeply unsuitable by everyone. She outlived all of them, obviously. You understand he is telling you something, in the way he tells you everything, sideways. He never performs reassurance. He simply places information near you and lets you find it. But the weekends continue. The polished remarks accumulate, small, precise, like very clean paper cuts. You learn to dress the part, speak the register, perform the unbothered. It costs daily. You are becoming fluent in a language that was designed to exclude you. The irony is not lost. Alistair watches. He files. He does not move yet, but you notice him filing. Something is being prepared behind those composed gray eyes. You learn to trust the patience. The charity polo match is in Berkshire. White marquees, Pims, inherited confidence everywhere. You wear cream. Alistair chose it. He said it was correct. You trust the word correct. The crowd moves in a specific register. Braying laughter, double-barreled names deployed like credentials. Alistair moves through it with the ease of someone who was assembled here. You follow. His hand at your back, steady. His running commentary in your ear, quietly devastating. Private. Lord Ashworth finds you near the champagne. Old family, older money, newer cruelty. He smiles first. That is always the warning. The English smile before they strike. He asks your surname, repeats it once, slowly, as if tasting something unfamiliar. Swallows it. Alistair always did have rather democratic taste. Champagne raised, eyes already moving elsewhere. Democratic. The word is a velvet blade inserted between your ribs, perfectly placed, painless entry. The circle laughs, soft, brief, returning to their conversations. You are already being forgotten. You wait for Alistair to deflect, to redirect, to sacrifice the moment for the peace. He sets his crystal scotch glass down on the nearest tray, one deliberate placement. The gesture is so controlled, it silences the immediate circle. They have learned to read him. He turns to Lord Ashworth. No hurry. The English weaponize patience better than anyone alive.
Democratic. Interesting word, Ashworth, particularly from a man whose estate is entirely mortgaged to a German bank.
The circle doesn't laugh. They absorb. That is significantly more devastating than laughter.
My wife's background produced her. Yours produced you. I know which outcome I prefer, clearly.
Lord Ashworth's champagne hand tightens. His smile performs a kind of death. Still standing, gone. Alistair retrieves his scotch, takes a sip, turns back to you, as if nothing occurred.
Shall we watch the next chukker? I find horses considerably better company than Ashworth's.
The circle redistributes. Ashworth finds somewhere else to be. Permanently. That is the point. Alistair offers you his arm. His expression is entirely composed. His eyes ask, "All right?" You take his arm. You are shaking slightly. He notices, covers your hand with his.
For the record, democratic taste is the only kind worth having.
Eyes forward. Done. Final. That evening, the estate. Rain arrives from the west with serious intent. The study is the oldest room. Stone walls, books floor to ceiling, one good lamp. The fireplace is large enough to stand in. He builds it himself, slowly, correctly. He produces the tea tray. Bone china, Earl Grey, milk first. This is not debatable. Rain hammers the leaded windows. The manor creaks its 400-year-old opinion. You are warm. He hands you your cup, sits beside you on the leather Chesterfield, says nothing first. The fire does the talking. It is very good at it. The room holds. He reaches over, lifts your hand, presses his lips to your knuckles. Once, deliberate. Not performance. Alistair doesn't perform. It is simply the most honest vocabulary he has. You tell him Ashworth's word still sits in your chest, democratic, like a splinter. He is quiet for a long time. The fire settles. The rain makes its argument.
My darling, this estate is 4 centuries of other people's opinions stacked in stone. I would burn every last room to the ground before I let them make you small.
He says it looking at the fire, not at you. That makes it more true. Alistair doesn't exaggerate. You have learned this. When he says a thing, the thing is meant. You lean into his shoulder. He doesn't move. He simply becomes more still, more present. Outside, England doing what England does. Gray, wet, quietly beautiful, completely unbothered by your feelings. You came here feeling like an imposter in someone else's portrait. You were wrong about that. The portrait was always incomplete. You were what it was missing. He knew. He waited. Some people find you in a bookshop, hand you a first edition, and mean it forever.